So let me start from the beginning. August 2021, I had stopped being a teacher. So then I finally had time to listen to the Jeff Lewis live show on SiriusXM that I'd really started to like whenever I could listen to it, either in the car or whatever, anytime my kids weren't in the car, which was rare because, they were younger and I have 5 kids. So when I started staying home full time, I finally figured out the app. That way I could listen to it, not just have to be in the car. And soon after, Jeff announced that he was having a live Burbank show. And I was like, oh my God, that sounds so fun. I would love to go. So I started asking friends around in Houston, hey, do you listen to Jeff Lewis? Like, do you remember that Flipping Out TV show? And they were like, some remembered him from Flipping Out, but none of my friends, none of them knew the Jeff Lewis live show, and none of them wanted to fly to California with me to see the show. So I called into Jeff Lewis Live and spoke to Alyssa off the air. And I said, hey, I'm a fan flying in from Houston, but I don't want to sit by myself. I want to meet other people. She said, oh my God, join the Facebook group. They're so fun. You'll find somebody to go to the show with. I'm like, I know Facebook groups. So I did the search thing and I was like, Burbank, anyone going? I searched all the things. Nothing came up. So I made a post basically saying, hey, I'm a fan flying in from Texas for the show, November 2021, but I want to meet up with some people to sit with. I don't remember exactly what the comments were, but it was very unwelcoming. It was kind of like they made it seem like I was stupid for wanting to do that. I'm like, okay. So I instantly left the group. I was like, F off. Wow. I had no idea. I knew nothing about fan accounts. I know a lot about Facebook groups. I knew nothing about following celebrities on Instagram or fan accounts. I knew nothing. Blogs, podcasts, Bravo. I knew none of that, but I was just a fan of all of that. Reality TV, TMZ, Entertainment Tonight. I've been watching all that stuff my whole life. Like that's my jam for sure. And Jeff Lewis quickly became really fun and really my jam. So I call into the radio show and I get Alyssa and I said, OMG, I joined a Facebook group and they pretty much hate Jeff Lewis. I said, I don't know which Facebook group you're talking about. And she said, do you want to come on the radio and talk about it? I'm like, sure. So I didn't know this history of these Facebook groups that basically hate him and trash talk him, and people that would comment underneath the coffee pictures on his Instagram. I was oblivious, knew none of that. So I basically said, oh my God, these people hate you. And he's like, yeah. A fan named Cheryl reached out to me, I think on Instagram or Facebook. I don't remember. It's, almost 3 years ago. And said, hey, I would love to pick you up from the airport. I will take you to restaurants. We'll go to the show. We can stay in the same hotel. And I'm like, oh my gosh. So that sounded so fun. So I talked to my husband. I'd never done anything like this by myself. I don't even like to go to lunch by myself or, grocery shopping. So to fly from Texas to Burbank and go to a live show by myself was just crazy. But I was so excited, and she rounded up some people. I guess she probably posted in a Facebook group. I don't know. And said, and got some other people, and we all met at this restaurant before the event. I also, to clear that up, I ended up, of course, renting my own car. I had my own hotel room, and we did meet for lunch, me and Cheryl, and had a great time. And then we ended up meeting at this restaurant that she had set up in walking distance to the Jeff Lewis show. So important to the story, remember, I only knew Cheryl because we had talked on the phone a few times by then. I didn't know her from calling into the radio show. I didn't know her from the Facebook groups. I didn't know her from anything else. Just a girl that, reached out to me to hang out before and after the live event. Important to the story is that she invited other people. So I don't know, maybe 4 or 5 people showed up. One of them was a girl named Kelly. So we hang out, had a great time, went over to the show. This is a time when you still had to wear masks for the shows and get vaccinated and all that fun stuff. Afterwards, we met this other husband and wife from Kansas, ended up coming to the bar with me and Cheryl. We had a great time, went back to our hotel rooms, fly back home to Texas. I'm still listening to the show every day. I think at that point, my Instagram was like 4 girls and a boy. It was an old account that I looked at like sarcastic mom stuff, didn't really post a lot. But anyways, I think I started figuring out that, oh, I can follow celebrities. I can look at Jeff Lewis. He posted the coffee picture, the comments, all the things. So I got a little more involved. Maybe I joined another Facebook group. I don't even remember. But really nothing happened from like November 2021 to springish, okay, of 2022. That Kelly girl had friend requested me on Facebook. So we were Facebook friends because I'd met her, but I never really chatted with her much at all or really saw her in the Facebook groups that I remember.